Well, I may have just figured out part of my problem. I've been having trouble with what I thought was the carburetors and the spark plugs and all that. Basically my whole ignition system, including the carbs and fuel system and everything. And I just tried to start it and it ran good for about, I don't know, 5 minutes. You can see I've got a big fan sitting on it over there to keep it cool. But it ran for a good 5 minutes and then it just died. So I'm like, what's going on? You know? So I turned it off, let it sit for a minute, went and had a smoke. I come back out and I turned the key on. And when I turn the key on, the spark plugs spark automatically. As long as I have it in the run position up here, right? So, or if I had the key on and I turned that to run, the spark plugs spark automatically. So anyway, I turned the key on and the spark plugs ignited and then blew my exhaust out. So I'm beginning to think my problem is actually back here somewhere. So I'm gonna see if I can't get this booger out and just pull it all the way out and see if it's maybe clogged up or something. Maybe that was my whole issue the whole time. Was just this was all nasty, but I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be sticking out that far. Now Gary did say, the guy who I bought this from told me, hey, it pops out a little bit sometimes, so you might want to put a set screw in it. And I meant to do that, but I just never did, because I thought, oh, he said it only pops out a little bit. Well, that's not a little bit, that's a good 6 inches. I mean, you know, you're talking a good 6 inches there. So, yeah, I'm beginning to think this is my actual problem, not up there somewhere. Basically, it can start up and it can get going, it just can't shoot anything out. So, yeah, now I'm going to pull that out and have a look. And I'll show it to you when I get it out. Alright, well there it is. Now you can get a little better look at it. You can see what I was talking about. It blew out quite a bit. I just pulled the whole thing off. I'm not quite sure what to do about this. I tried tapping it in with a rubber hammer and all I'm doing is bending up the bottom piece here. So I don't want to do that anymore. So now I've got the whole thing off and I'm just going to see what I can do to get this out of... Oh, well that was easier than it looked. Just to get it out of there. Yeah, look at that. Well, maybe. I just want it out so I can see what's going on with it. There it is. There it is. Okay. Oh look, there's another one inside there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's have a look. There's a whole nother set of baffles down in there. Let me see if I can get my... Can you see that? So... I think I'm going to do is just put this back on and see how it runs without that one on it. Without this one in it. You can see it's rusted pretty bad right there. And there's a bunch of debris coming out of it. So, yeah. Actually, I think I'm going to start the bike without this whole piece on right now and just see what it does. And then if it starts up and runs, but it's loud, fine. And then I'll address this. Let's see how much gunk comes out of this. Yeah, look at that. See all that rust down there? Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if you can see, but man, it's rusty down in there. Pretty darn rusty. There we go. So, maybe I need a new tailpipe. I don't know. I don't know if I can pull that one out or not. I don't even know if I want to try. Looks like it's... Yeah, that's what it is. I think this was... That's exactly what it is. This isn't rust right here. it looks like it's rusted right there, which it is rusted right there, but actually what that is where this was welded to the inner part, and the weld broke loose. So that's why I was able to get this out so easily, I guess. The welds just broke loose completely. And my guess is that happened many, many years ago, because Gary said that it's been doing that for a while, where it'll just pop out a little bit. Well, now it really did pop out. So, yeah, there's that. Exhaust pipe's off, but I think I'm gonna try to start the bike for the heck of it without the pipe on at all. See what it does, and then put just this back on without this piece in it, and try to start it again. See if it quietens it down a little bit. I realize I'm probably going to be running lean by doing this, but I'm running rich right now anyway, so it's not going to make much of a difference. And I know how to rejet a carb, so if I need to, I can just rejet it. But eventually I would like to, you know, do something about this whole situation. I just don't know what yet. Whether it be, you know, clean this all up and then actually put a set screw in here somewhere, maybe in this piece, and then like down in the pipe down here, or whether I put a set screw like here and then into this right here, you know, just kind of set it like that. That way it at least stays in there. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I can get the bike started and running reliably now, except for sometimes this happens, that it'll just idle and die out eventually, and I think I just figured out why. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to start the bike up, let it run with no exhaust on it at all. Basically, here, I can show you right quick. Let me take you off. Well, you might not be able to see it too well. I don't have any lights. Good lights over here. Let me get my flashlight. Yeah, so basically this is, because it's the T140D, it's got the 2-into-1 exhaust on it. So they just come down and into this pipe down here. You know, there's really nothing else under there. You can see it's just 2-into-1, straight 2-into-1. No catalytic converter, no nothing. And then it ends right there. So I'm just going to try to start the bike like that, see what happens. I bet you it's going to be loud as can be. But it'll at least give me an idea that the exhaust was the actual problem. Sorry, I'm moving some nuts and bolts out of the way so I don't lose them. But yeah, that's where I'm at now. I think this is my, you know, this is what happens when you have such an old bike, you know. I mean, and I don't care if it's a bike that somebody's ridden for 30 years and they could ride it tomorrow. You're going to run into problems like this. You know, things are going to start happening just because of age, you know. Now, you won't have things like these coils where they disintegrate like that, but that's from, you know, literally just sitting in the mice urinating on it and making it nasty, you know. So those coils still work, believe it or not. They're the old coils, they still work, but I do have brand new ones on, so I'm going to keep those. You never know if something happens to one of the other ones. I know I've got two that work temporarily at least. But yeah, that's what happens when we work on old bikes. You never know what's going to happen. There's always going to be something, you know. There's always, you can step back, any old bike, more than 10 years old, you can step back and look at it and go, I need to fix that, because there's something wrong somewhere, whether it's a little bit of rust, whether it's a loose nut or a bolt or what have you. There's gonna be something. So like I said, when I got this bike, I knew I was gonna be running into these kind of issues. So that's the fun of it. That's why I'm doing it, you know. I like doing it. But yeah, there it is. I'm gonna start the bike up. I don't, depends on how funny it is if I show you what it sounds like without the exhaust on, but yep, that's what I'm going to do now, and then I'll put the pipe back on and start it again and see if that was my whole problem. Alright, I'll get back to you.